We got a 1, a 2, a 3, and a now. All I gotta do is angle this camera just right. I gotta get in my heat lamp. It's bitter cold here in Minnesota. This is probably not the shot we're looking for, is it? Too much light. Isn't this the wrong time to do this? But I don't give a damn. That's what makes these videos raw and exciting. The reality of it. There's no money involved. I'm gaining nothing. I'm doing these videos for pure pleasure. Hey now! Metal Mike coming at you. It is Tuesday. 2 kids are at school. The lady's home and she's got the baby, so I'm down here with a free-for-all. I can talk about anything. What am I going to talk about? Who knows, right? As me, I'm always freestyling, always shooting from the hips. But I have been starting. I did take a note the other day, and that's what we're going to touch on today. What are your strong points? I know, speaking of myself, my strong points are simply getting out there and picking old school, driving the streets, meeting people, introducing myself, and finding my ways into, let's steal the word from American Pickers, outright, a honey hole, right? That's a pure hole of junk and antiques, all packed into one, dirty and uncovered in years, unpicked through. And hey, let's give a props, man, to that American Pickers show. These 2 guys are good at what they do. And what does that mean? Yeah, they're great pickers. Yeah, they got money behind them. Yeah, they got sponsors. Yeah, they're on a great cable station history. And I refuse. I had a comment a few months ago that cable's dead. It may be, but the cable stations themselves and the shows they produce will transform and they will transcend into any format. So when it is all streaming for free, these stations will still exist. They will just be networks pumping out their own shows. And what we're doing right here, if you put videos out there right now, you're your own car, to steal JB Smooth's line. You're your own vehicle, right? What is your skill? You don't need anybody. You're pumping these videos out for free, shooting from the hip. You know, maybe I hit on something, maybe I entertain you, maybe I make you laugh, maybe it's some kind of, you enjoy just seeing old junk. Whatever the case, I don't need no one to get it to you other than YouTube, right? I just plug this flip camera into my damn computer, I download it, and boom, I'm with you in your home. Technology is beautiful. And that's how this all started back in 2009 when I bought this damn thing. I said, shit. You know, I'd like my own show, I thought. And I thought, how can I do it? I'll get the flip camera. And I'll just do it myself. And with the technology, why wouldn't I? It's out there. So anyone can do this. And you don't have to have the dream of getting a reality TV show. You don't have to have the dream to become famous. You don't have to have the fantasy of getting rich. Simply maybe putting your thoughts out there for others to use to learn from, whether it's right or wrong, right? It gives somebody a choice different from their own. So what are your strong suits? Like I was saying, mine are simply driving the streets, garage sales, driving an alley, finding stuff on the curb, climbing in a dumpster. Those are my skills. I've got a green thumb to find treasure. I've got it in me. I can find it. It just leads me. I can't tell you how many times I was just driving down the street in the past and I would just get an urge to turn down a particular street, and there I would find some mission oak desk or dresser. It happened all the time, and that stuff is out there. Big piece of spittle just flew out of my mouth. Gonna happen, right, when you're excited like I am. But it's out there, man. And that's what I want to tell you guys, to the junkers. Man, just get out there and drive. You know, and if you can find someone where you can sell some of your stuff. Luckily, I was blessed. I had my stepdad over in St. Paul, Gilbert Marty, rest in peace. I would go there and I could sell him, you know, 10, 15, sometimes he'd only give me $5, $10 for stuff, but all I would do is I'd put that in the tank. I would be in a different part of town, and then I could go drive the alleys over there. So I love driving the alleys and driving the streets and just going through and finding old buildings being torn down, businesses being closed, houses being gutted, and simply sometimes just an antique walk to the alley and sit next to the garbage can. Too many times I scored like that. Now, as far as being a salesman, never have been one. If I know the person and it's more of a relaxed atmosphere, for some reason, then I can sell good. Because then it's casual, there's no pressure. But if it's unknown, and when I would worked with my stepfather at his. I had the whole basement. I had 2 basements I would sell out of. This is in the early 2000s. And you know, that's where I really ground it out. That's where I was out every 5 days a week, picking and junking. And then I would go to the shop, and I'd put an hour in there, and I would unload, and I would go do estate sales for Marty. Not sales, but cleanouts. And man, from delivering a mattress for $10, that's another thing you can do. If you have a truck, you can simply deliver mattresses for people. You find a business at, you know, a used secondhand store. Maybe they just need people to run things. You can make tips. You can make gas money that way. Whatever you got to do to brainstorm to come up with something to keep you on the road. And also, when you're out doing that kind of stuff, you end up going to different parts that maybe you just wouldn't go to, and then you could find stuff on when you're there. You carve all the way back. You know, you hit the alleys. You look behind businesses, etc. And it never hurts if somebody's throwing something out and it's on the fence, you know. And what does that mean, on the fence? Maybe you're just like, shit, that's by the garage, you know. You just go knock on the door and ask the people respectfully. Knock on the door, back down the stairs, you know, in a real non-threatening posture. Most people nowadays aren't even going to probably open the door, but if they do, you just explain yourself. I'm the local junk man. This is what I used to say. I'm Michael. I'm the local junk man. I actually make a living out. I can use these things. I resell them. And they'd say, well, if it was a dumpster, they'd say, there's nothing in there but junk. I'd say, I'm telling you, you'd be surprised. I'll make space for you. I promise I won't leave anything around the dumpster. If anything, I'll make you more space. It's how I put food on the table. And then if they give you that opportunity, boom, you're in there and you clean up. You find amazing treasures. What they call junk is treasure to you. So, back to the whole, we're whipping all the way back to the beginning of this video. What is your strong point? Is it selling? Is it picking? Everyone has, it's best to excel at all of them, right? But I'm not a salesman. It's probably the part I hate the most. It's always fun if you sell something that's worth a lot of money. You find out it's exciting, but it's almost as soon as you do something like that, it just sucks the life out of you because you have to start over again. I like finding it. A position for me, if I had if I could draw my life exactly how I wanted, I would own a warehouse and I would have dumpsters that would go out to properties. Those dumpsters, after they would be filled, I would have covers for them. I would buy the most expensive. This is if I could dream and I had all the money I wanted. I'd have like 5 trucks, as many dumpsters as I could afford. That's reasonable. A piece of land in a huge giant steel pole heated garage of some sort where the trucks can pull in. And I would take those dumpsters with the covers and I drop them at properties, and I would specifically target estate and old house real estate cleanouts, junk and clutter hoarder situations. And that stuff would go into the dumpsters. It would come back to my factory then, and it would be sorted, which I would oversee with cameras and everything, with a beautiful, trusted crew, small. And I would pluck the treasures, and the rest I take to the dump. You're charging them. They end up covering that anyway, and then you get all the free gold that comes along with it, running that dirt. Wow. How did that happen, huh? How did we start out talking simply about what are your skills? Are they junking? Are they picking? Are they selling? Maybe it's a specific field, military, antique toys, stereo, vintage TVs, whatever the case, to a fantasy that is reality and can happen. Your blueprint's there, right? What I gave you. Now you can tweak that any way you want. You say, well, I already had that idea, Mike. So what? We all have these ideas, right? Ideas mean shit, but we talk about them because sometimes someone can take that idea and fucking run with it, right? Someone that wants it, and they have the passion. That's their vehicle, and they end up getting to that pot of gold. That's what we want. We want all of us to rise up and be successful. This is America, man. This is a beautiful freaking place for making money. Don't ever believe the hype, all the bullshit. It's out there. Find your passion and freaking follow it. Do what you love. You don't need no one. If you do what you love long enough, someone's going to come sniffing. Hey now!